Imagine being a grown adult who doesn't have to pay for food, housing, utilities, furniture. All that stuff is set up for you. There is somebody in your life who literally tells you, I know you're spending multiple thousands of dollars a month on this fixed expense, but don't worry about it. I got you. This is somebody's reality. I'm not talking about a child. I'm not talking about little orphan Annie or perhaps somebody who fell in love with the Monopoly man. I'm talking about a grown adult who's living that reality that I just described. And honestly, thank goodness that influencers overshare, because I'd had no clue about this otherwise. Hi and welcome. I talk about a lot of stuff, but today we're going to be talking about relationships and dating culture. If you like that kind of thing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so I know that you vibe with it. I try to be reasonable and not over exaggerate the ridiculousness of these circumstances, but genuinely the less I know, the better. Tame Impala is that my goal is not to make this young lady feel bad about her decisions, but hopefully everybody watching will choose not to follow in her footsteps after this video. So let me quickly take you to the situation. There is this lady named Erin, and she recently shared that she's going to be moving in with her boyfriend. That man is moving into her house. Her boyfriend is moving in with her, would be a better way to phrase that, but her and her boyfriend will be living together. Now, this is a little bit of a surprise, I guess, to people who would know her, because she previously very opposed to living together with somebody before being engaged to them. When explaining why she had this sudden change of heart, it mainly rested on the one point of they spend so much time together already. He's paying $3,000 for a place that he's barely at. It just makes more sense for them to live together. Keep this in mind for later. Now, this went down on TikTok, and in a later video, she became incredibly indignant and basically said, if you're single, you have no rights and you should kill yourself. Now, that is a joke. And she explained that she doesn't want to be a landlord to her boyfriend and that she can afford it on her own. And even if they broke up, which is quote unquote the worst case scenario, she would be fine and she would just keep the house. Overall, she was doubling and tripling down and overly justifying her decision. She even said if the roles were reversed, no one would have a problem with it. I guess I'm no one then. If there's one thing that you get, know this: love will turn you into boo-boo the fool, and this week, unfortunately, it's Erin. Now, the first trap that she fell into was, we're spending so much time together, might as well move in with each other. Don't do it. Don't do it. You need to know that that is a lie and BS.
Come on, none of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS.
Spending excessive amounts of time at your place is part of the hobosexual playbook. This is very often a man putting himself in a situation that is advantageous for him. Because at the end of the day, men have a I'm leaving here with something mentality. So when you, as a woman, you have your stuff together, you got a job, you got a car, you have a house, a man sees coattails for him to ride on. And you may be thinking, well, this man is doing pretty well for himself. He has a place to live, he has a job, he has a car. You have to remember that some people are greedy, and they may try to get close to people who are doing better than them for the explicit purpose of using what that other person has to their own advantage. They're going to use you as a stepping stone to level themselves up. If your own family can be jealous of you, what makes you think that this random man who has no obligation to actually treat you right is just going to be morally completely pure? I think we're living a little bit in La La Land. And overall, the we spend so much time together trap is a trap of convenience. And convenience and love are some of the worst reasons to make certain decisions. He is saving $3,000 a month, and she's getting the benefit of his presence. This sounds like it goes against the law of equivalent exchange, and there will be consequences for that.
Metal alchemist.
I don't want to over-exaggerate what he's not doing. It is very, very reasonable to at least contributing somewhat to the household, but it's hard to say how much, given that at the time of me doing the research for this video, she has not disclosed that specific information. But I feel like it's definitely not $3,000 a month worth of contributing to the household. Oh, and just to be clear, she was saying that the money that he's saving on rent can then be used for her to get a massive ring. That makes you sound a Lulu. If you find yourself saying that, know that you are far gone and you need to start thinking differently. I don't doubt his love for her because I don't know these people, but if you have to make the financial plan for a man to propose to you or get you a ring, that don't make no sense to me. If you love it, I barely like it, whatever the saying is. Regardless, if you're choosing to move in with somebody, please do a holistic financial analysis to determine if it is something that makes genuine financial sense, get the love out of there, and lead with the numbers, not your heart. Because I hope you love that person forever and sunshine and rainbows and all that jazz. But if the numbers don't make sense, it may be better timing later on at a different part in your journey together to then make the decision to be under one roof every single day. The other major issue that I saw with her response is that she thinks she better than somebody just because she got a man. Ooh. Men around the world are leading master classes on how to take advantage of women, and you leave yourself completely vulnerable and open to attack when you think having a man around is great because he's a man and he's around. Yippee! If you're a woman who has a big heart and you just love and you'll do anything for your loved ones, you have to be so incredibly picky with the men that you allow close. Because a lot of men don't just date their dream girls. They still want things in the meantime before they meet the one that they want to be with for the rest of their life. So if you provide him with things, yeah, I'll date you. Maybe he'll take you out a little bit, whatever will satisfy you so he can get his quote unquote needs met. These men have desires and they want to get them fulfilled, whether or not they see you as a long-term option. They may even lead you to believe that they want to be with you for the long term while they're still looking around for the girl that they actually want to be with. And I'm not saying just men do it, but this is something that is unfortunately incredibly common, and unfortunately a lot of women have gotten hurt by. I hope that this is an Erin situation. I'm not trying to speak on her relationship, but for everybody else who's observing and being influenced by this influencer, do not do what she's doing because you will become boo-boo the fool next week. And I just have one final tip for you. My last piece of big sister advice. Don't move somebody into your place. It's one thing for y'all to go off and get a place together, but if you're a homeowner, and my demographics are so low, if you're a homeowner, you're making money. If for example, you guys are living in an apartment together, which I still don't recommend, but I'm not so heavily against, because an apartment, there is a contract that you have to sign, a lease, and it's an agreement between the tenants and the landlord. And at the end of the day, both you and your person who you moved in with, y'all are both tenants. And the landlord is the big guy up top that y'all can continue to complain about together, commiserate over that. But when you move somebody into your house that you own, there's always going to be a difference in power dynamics there, regardless of gender, because that person had enough money and enough whatever to get the home in the first place, and they have to worry about the mortgage and the upkeep costs and all this minutia, and they probably also found the home that was best suited to their needs and their wants without factoring in their now partner's opinion at all. And it just makes more sense to live in a place that is picked out by the both of you, invested in by the both of you, if you guys are really that locked in. However, if you're going to decide to sign up for that unsavory arrangement and move the person you're dating into your house, you should have every legal thing squared away, every I dotted and every T crossed. before they even step over the threshold in the foyer, okay? Because it's very easy to be like, oh yeah, you'll do this and I'll do that and you'll pay for this and I'll pay for that. No, I need a lawyer. We need witnesses, baby. And while this may sound like overkill, if you are the young age Erin is, and you're making that much money, I think it's fine to presume that you can afford a lawyer and your partner can afford a lawyer to go through all of the proceedings necessary to make sure that you are completely legally protected. Even though he's not paying for the mortgage, he could still try to get some part of the equity in the case that they break up, just because of the different things that he may do around the house while living at the home. You need a lawyer to prevent all of the bull crap, or at least mitigate the bull crap. Also, living together is just dangerous, because living together with a man as a woman puts you at such a severe risk, especially if it's a place that you plan to be long term, such as a home that you own. The worst case scenario that people are talking about is them breaking up or him trying to get money from her. I'm thinking about, what if you break up? He's crazy. He knows where you live now. Y'all are having problems. He's crazy. He knows where your important documents are, and he's trying to destroy them. Maybe he opens up a credit card in your name, like some crazy stuff. These things are possible. It sounds crazy, but it's happened to people before. And it doesn't even have to get that serious or that illegal. What are you going to do if he just doesn't pick up after himself and he takes hour-long showers, but he don't want to pay for no water bill? Or what if he even just like keeps inviting guests over unannounced and then not even like cleaning up after them and expecting like, oh, well, I thought you were free. And you know what I'm saying? Bruh. Bull crap. And then you put in a situation where people will tell you, oh, just break up with him. But living together ties you together in new ways other than just sleeping in the same bed at night and going grocery shopping together and doing all the fun domestic things. You have to think about the bad as well as the good, and you can't just hope for some picture perfect future. You have to make sure that you're prepared for even the most gruesome realities, which sucks and it's not fun, but when you're an adult, you have to make adult decisions. It may not sound like it, and I hope you know I'm being serious when I say this, but I genuinely wish her and that 30-some-year-old man the best. I'm hating on a man, and this is not woke, but like the concept of just moving into this younger woman's home and not paying, I feel like that should upset your spirit. Something should feel off with that, because you're like older, respectfully. Maybe I'll think about it differently when I'm older, but I don't know. It just doesn't vibe with my spirit. Oh well, it's not my relationship. Anyways, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Not many people can do that. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you think. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.